Coming up on the World Sailing Show, Sail GP touches down in Abu Dhabi. The race continues for places at Paris 2024. And an epic finish to the Rolex Sydney Hobart. We kick off Olympic year, continuing our regular look at potential medal contenders for this summer's Games, as we check out some of the sport's defending champions, world beaters and new kids on the block. Today the spotlight falls on two stars in IQ foil, Shahar Tibi and Sharon Cantor. The new foiling windsurfing class has proved extremely competitive in the shortened Olympic cycle, but Israel boasts half a dozen top-ranked female athletes, with Sharon Cantor currently ranked world #1 and Shahar Tibi crowned world champion in The Hague last summer.
I think my first reaction was crying. When I passed the finish line, I was destroyed, I think. I waited for it a very long time. It's my first senior podium. I'm very happy, relief, excited, everything, I feel everything.
Tibi represented her country at the Tokyo Olympics in the 470 class. Despite her World Championship gold, it's 20-year-old Sharon Cantor who is more regularly tearing up the waves, winning the Olympic test event as well as the final event of the 2023 IQ foil season in Lanzarote.
There's some girls really good, I think, but I'm racing and do the best, and also I'm really enjoying these competitions, and I'm just trying to have fun. It's really important for me, and then I like racing and doing whatever I want, and it's good, so I'm going like this.
The single place on the Israeli team for the Paris Olympics won't be decided until after the IQ Foil Worlds at the Lanzarote International Regatta. For now, the squad continues to work hard and work together.
I think that the Israel Federation is really important to be like a big group and team, and not like everyone separate. We're working together, everything we do together. Training in the water, also on the shore. Gym, everything together. And if you put 6 girls together and just work hard, I think it can be the best. This is our secret.
I did 1 Olympics already. I finished 8 in Tokyo in 470. And absolutely, after this Olympic, I was okay, I want to go again, and this time to be on the podium, and I thinking about it every day in training, and absolutely is my first goal and the most important goal. But on the way, it's important to do another medal in Lanzarote in February. And then I hope I will get there and do my best to win a gold medal there.
Israel's first and only Olympic gold medal was won 20 years ago in Athens in men's windsurfing. With Cantor, Tibi and Katie Spitchikoff all in the top 10, it's the women who have a brilliant chance on the waters of Marseille, where one of them will take on the likes of French favourite Ellen Nozman and British sailor Emma Wilson, who led at the last World Championships before being outpaced by Tibi in the new medal race format.
The most important percent of the competition is the last day. This knockout system is quite rough. You need to give you everything, no matter what is the condition, no matter who is the competition. You need to win in the end, because if you cannot win, you will not take gold medal. And I think Emma is an amazing sailor, and the battle with her will continue till the Olympics, and also with the other Israelis. And the fleet is pushing now. I think the level got really high in the past 2 years, and it's exciting.
I think it's super fast, crazy, and I have a lot of adrenaline, and it's super cool. People around me looking at me, and they it's so fast, and so it's really cool. I think I have a lot of fun.
Buzios, Brazil was the setting for the Youth Sailing World Championships, hosting more than 400 sailors racing in 11 classes.
The Youth Sailing World Championships has been part of world sailing for 52 years. And many people refer to our Youth Sailing World Championships as the gem of all of our events, because it really does have that special and unique feel that only being part of a world sailing event can deliver.
The championships placed major focus on sustainability, which included planting a tree for every competitor, while World Sailing's Emerging Nations programme ensured that 61 nations were represented at the regatta.
I really feel nice here. The water is clean, beautiful, the scenery is amazing. Otherwise, the organizing, everything else is perfect, wonderful, and I would hope everyone gets to sail their best, and good luck to all.
Great sailing conditions tested the young competitors, and there were plenty of errors across the fleets in the opening days. Making no mistakes were French duo Carl Devaux and Hugo Reville, who confirmed their status as favourites in the male 29er class leading from day one. The big name in the foiling classes was newly crowned Formula Kite world champion Max Mader, back at the Youth Worlds and still aged just 17, securing a hat-trick of gold medals. In the NACRA 15s, Spanish brother and sister combination Daniel and Nora Garcia de la Casa duelled with US pair Cody Rowe and Brooke Mertz for the championship title, with the Spanish pair triumphing by just 2 points.
We feel very, very good. It was our goal of this season, and it's amazing to be world champion.
We were like second a lot of days, and last year we finished second, and this year we wanted that goal, so we are very happy to accomplish it.
The IQ foil titles went to Czech sailor Kristina Pinosova and Poland's Stanislav Trzepczynski, with Eva Lewandowska and Julia Maria Modzinska comfortably winning the 29er female class that meant 2 golds for Poland. But it was Italy who secured the Nations Trophy, with Juan Cardi and Mattia Tognocci claiming 420's gold in the mixed male event, and Mattia Cesana taking the ILCA 6 male title.
It's a dream because this year I won everything now, and this is my last regatta, and it was amazing one also this one, and I'm very happy.
Emma Mativi's silver medal in the female ILCA competition helped make Italy the most successful team at the Youth Worlds. But as the breeze strengthened, there was no stopping Dutch flyer Roos Vind, who won the last 4 races to secure the gold. But the biggest cheer was reserved for home favourites, Joana Goncalves and Gabriela Vassell, who won their last 2 races in the 420 female class to win the title. That matched the feat of Brazil's double Olympic champions, Martine Grael and Kahena Kunz, who won the same event at the same venue 14 years ago.
We are really, really happy. We worked so hard to achieve this, and it's just an amazing accomplishment for us.
The day was incredible. The win was very, very nice, and we did a great job today. So yeah, we are very happy. The championship was amazing.
After 8 months of competition, the 12 leading skippers from the World Match Racing Tour arrived in Bo'an, district of Shenzhen, China, to decide who would be crowned 2023 World Champion.
Really excited to be back here in China, racing in Shenzhen for the first time. We were lucky enough last year to come away with the win, and we're really happy just to be back here and giving another crack to defend our title.
Really looking forward to a good regatta. I think it's going to be very tough. It's a very strong field, but I also feel like we've got a very strong team, and I think we've got a good chance. The smaller boats do tend to favour a little bit the younger teams, the more athletic teams, but hopefully we can use some of our experience and still be competitive.
After an opening day that saw 3 teams post 100% records, the One Design Far East 28 yachts were back on the water, competing against each other and the light conditions. Defending champion Nick Egnock-Johnson and the USA's Chris Poole both claiming 2 victories. The sun and wind finally arrived on day 3, with Sweden's Bjorn Hansen still undefeated in the round-robin series. With only the top 8 boats advancing to the quarter-finals, racing proved ultra-competitive on the water. 6 times match racing world champion Ian Williams had endured an indifferent start to the regatta, but finished the day on 6 wins, along with Nick Egnock-Johnson. Chris Poole was skippering the #1 ranked team in the world, but the pressure was on him after losing 5 of his opening 10 races. That left him going into his final match against Bjorn Hansen, needing victory to stay in the regatta.
We were pretty confident in our game plan, and on the downwind the guys did a really nice job positioning to keep us in clear air and just stretch away enough to take the win.
With the fleet reduced to the top 8 boats, the penultimate day of competition saw 20-knot winds, grey skies and some dramatic knockout action. As winner of the round-robin series, Bjorn Hansen had first pick of his opponent and selected Megan Thompson. The matchup went down to the final race, where the Swedes dropped their spinnaker, allowing Thomsen to claim victory and become the first female skipper to reach an Open World Championship semi-final in the Tour's history. In a somewhat surprise pick, Ian Williams had chosen Chris Poole as his opponent, and the matchup proved a fiery encounter with plenty of penalties and overtaking moves. With the pair tied at 1 win each, it all came down to the deciding race with little to separate the boats around the course. In the final run to the finish, Williams was able to escape his opponent and clinch a place in the semi-finals.
Honestly, my mind's blown. It's just been so many decisions today. Non-stop decisions, most of them wrong, but fortunately we got some right and it came good at the end.
The final day's racing in Shenzhen saw 4 teams left to battle it out for the trophy and share of the $200,000 prize fund. In his first to 3-win semi, Williams had selected Thomsen as his opponent. Once again, the New Zealand skipper held her own as the pair shared the first 2 races. A collision on the finish line in race 3 saw Thomsen black flagged, and despite her best efforts, Williams won the next race to progress to the final. There he'd meet Gavin Brady, who'd also won his semi-final against Johnny Bernson by the same score. Williams was vying to become the first skipper to win the trophy 7 times, but his older opponent had other ideas as he won the first race. The Brit fought back to level the score before winning a tight battle around the final mark of race 3 to take the lead. Needing one more victory to make history, Williams read the win perfectly round the opening mark of race 4, before sailing away from Brady to secure a 7th match racing world championship with an almost perfect performance.
Fantastic. It's been a long time coming, actually. When was it? 2016 was the last world title for us, so we've battled away, we've never stopped trying, and it's just fantastic with these guys to come here and win the 7th one.
For the first time in Sail GP history, Abu Dhabi was the setting for round 7 of season 4. New Zealand arrived buoyed by their win in neighbouring Dubai.
Oh, it's New Zealand! Brilliant acceleration from the Kiwis. They've jumped off that start line.
New Zealand were the fastest to adapt to the light winds that greeted the 10 F50s, all racing with 4 sailors on board instead of 6 on a tight racecourse. Canada made their way up to second, but New Zealand were way out in front and took the race 1 win. Canada received a penalty at the finish and so ended up 3rd, despite beating series leaders Australia on the water. Race 2, and this time it was the USA, with new driver Taylor Canfield and Diego Botin, Spain, who battled for victory. And after 6 legs, it was the Spanish who triumphed.
It will be Spain that will pick up the victory here. The USA will come into second, which is a great finish for them.
Race 3, and Spain beat the rest of the field to the first mark before holding off New Zealand's challenge on the penultimate leg.
They look to turn inside. They block New Zealand off. Great move by Diego Botin.
That meant 2 wins for Spain on the opening day, with New Zealand and the US also having a positive start.
You never know after a day with these conditions, and we started the day really bad with the last place finish, and yeah, it was amazing to come back with 2 wins and be on top of the leaderboard. It's super close, so everything to decide tomorrow, but we will see.
The start of day 2 saw total chaos on the race 4 start line, with a record 7 boats crossing too early and receiving penalties. That left Australia leading the fleet. Canada made contact with a mark in a forgettable race, while Australia took a much-needed victory, giving Tom Slingsby hope of making the 3-way final before a disastrous false start in the final fleet race.
Oh no, he's got to drop to the back of the pack. Germany and Spain are going to be first at Mark 1. What an opportunity for Spain, Germany and USA.
It was Spain who scored their 3rd win of the regatta, while the USA and New Zealand joined them in the final, just ahead of Canada.
For the final win here in Abu Dhabi, and the Kiwis are fastest at the gun, but can they roll over the top of the US to Mark 1?
The answer was yes. Peter Burling's crew dominated the race, while the US and Spain slugged it out for the other podium spots, with Diego Botin's crew eventually and deservedly taking second. But New Zealand were way out front.
So in the final at Abu Dhabi, it is New Zealand. That's 2 event wins in a row. The Kiwis take top honors in the UAE.
Yeah, I feel like we've been the ones so many times that have just missed the final, or just missed a hope of points. to finally just scrape through to one and claim a win is absolutely awesome, and probably about as stressful a racing as you can get. We're just battling it out in the middle all day, but yeah, to pull together such a good start in that last one, lead at Mark 1, and life was pretty easy from there.
It's been a busy time on the road to Marseille, with more Olympic qualifying spots being decided in Egypt, Australia and Argentina. The African continental qualifier at Safaga on the Red Sea saw Algeria, Angola, Egypt and Mauritius securing places across the kite, ILCA and IQ foil classes. Sail Sydney handed out early Christmas presents to some of the region's best sailors, with the home nation putting on a particularly good show. Australia had secured 5 Olympic places at last August's World Championships and claimed 4 more on home waters. Jim Colley and Sean Connor sailed to victory in the 49er competition, while Bryn Liddell and Rhiannon Brown repeated the feat in the NACRA 17s. The hosts' 2 other Olympic berths were earned by Samantha Costin, who won the women's IQ foil event, and Nia Jerwood and Connor Nicholas, who came second in the 470 class. Fiji and New Zealand also secured 2 Olympic places each in Sydney. Fiji in the ILCA 6 and 7 classes, while New Zealand also claimed a ticket to Paris in the ILCA 6 fleet, to go with the place Lucas Walton Keane booked thanks to a 2nd place in the men's Formula Kite. The ILCA 6 World Championships in Mar del Plata, Argentina, provided another 7 nations with their opportunity to secure a place in the women's dinghy class at Paris 2024. The event itself was dominated by Denmark's Anne-Marie Rindom, who won 4 out of 11 heats on her way to securing a 4th world title, ahead of the USA's Charlotte Bowes and Belgium's Emma Plashart. But it was further down the field where the Olympic places were decided. Monica Mikola's 6th place finish was enough to secure Finland one of the 7 provisional spots, while Brazil, Ireland, Mexico, Spain, Uruguay and Turkey claimed the other 6. It's time to catch up with the rest of the news from around the world now. Luc van Opseland and Sharon Cantor rounded off a notable 2023, winning the men's and women's competitions at the final event of the IQ foil season in Lanzarote. Cantor led home an Israeli 1-2-3 in the 72-strong women's field, having dominated qualifying throughout the regatta. Van Opseland added the Lanzarote title to his World Championship crown with an equally impressive performance in the men's competition. The inaugural Arkea Ultime Challenge has got underway from Brest in France. The non-stop around-the-world race features 6 of the world's top transoceanic sailors, competing single-handed in 105-foot Ultime trimarans. The fleet, which includes Transac Jacques Vabre winner Armel Leclerc and Route du Rhum and ocean race winner Charles Caudrelier, is expected to take about 40 days to complete the event. Finally, Perth, Australia has hosted the IWCA World Championships with over 252 windsurfers from 14 nations descending on the south of Perth Yacht Club for the 7-day competition. In a regatta that featured 9 course races, as well as slalom and marathon disciplines, the USA's Lainey Bichel won the women's overall title, while Lars Klepich delighted the home crowd by winning the men's event for Australia. Since 1945, Boxing Day in Australia has seen the start of one of the most revered and difficult offshore events in sailing, the 628 nautical mile Rolex Sydney Hobart Yacht Race. The 78th edition attracted over 100 entries in a competitive fleet that included Australian sailing heavyweights and former winners of the event.
There's no doubt the Rolex Sydney to Hobart Yacht Race is the most iconic Australian event. And for us, it's the great race every year that everybody wants to do. And you can speak to people all over the world that race yachts. They all want to do this incredible event. So we're very privileged to be a part of it.
We've got nothing to prove. We did that last year, but everything to lose. We put ourselves in this position of being favourites. We've sailed well. We've won most of the races that we've sailed together as this team. I think we've won all the races that we've had Justin Schaefer on board, and we really back his decision making. And so for us, it's really our swan song. We want to go out on a high.
While Andu Comanche was expected to battle for line honours with the other maxis, Wild Thing 100, SHK Scallywag and Law Connect, the rest of the fleet were gunning for overall victory on corrected time to wrestle the prestigious Tattersall Cup from defending champions Celestial.
Look, if back-to-back was a possibility, it would be amazing. It would be such an incredible thing to go 2 in a row. Very few boats have done that, so that'd be incredible.
The fleet headed south down Australia's east coast, with Andu Comanche chasing back-to-back line honours with Law Connect in hot pursuit. By the second day, 11 boats had succumbed to the test of the notorious race, including Hong Kong maxi Scallywag. Despite the Tasman Sea's reputation for enormous waves and treacherous conditions, relatively light winds greeted the front runners, leading to one of the tightest finishes in years. Law Connect and Andu Comanche swapped the lead 5 times as they made their way up the River Derwent to Hobart. But with their very last jibe just 50 metres from the finish, Christian Beck's boat crept home to take line honours by just 51 seconds after a day and 19 hours of racing.
To win the Rolex Sydney Hobart yacht race is a great dream come true, especially against Comanche because it's such a good boat, and for us to beat them, I thought that the odds were very low, and to actually beat them and the circumstance where the lead changed so much, it was an incredibly exciting experience all round.
The Tasman Sea served up rain, strong winds and cold conditions for the slower boats, and a total of 18 yachts failed to finish the race. But the contest for overall victory and the Tattersall Cup was played out between Alive, URM and Moneypenny. It was the Tasmanian yacht Alive, skippered by Duncan Hine, and with record-breaking navigator Adrienne Cahalan taking part in the race for the 31st time, that came out on top for the second time in 5 years, finishing in 2 days, 2 hours and 19 minutes.
It's great to have just won the Rolex Sydney and Hobart yacht race, second time, and being a Tasmanian boat to boot, it's a wonderful sensation. Life doesn't really get much better.
That's it for now, but next time, we continue our countdown to Paris 2024 and report from the solo round the world Arkea Ultime Challenge.